Welcome to Matters That Really Matter. Today we are meeting a businessman, a business person. We are very lucky to be joined. We traveled all the way to Stellenbosch to visit Shwarma Zone, where we are going to tour the business and ask some questions on the challenges and everything that the CEO is going through. Let me take this opportunity to introduce you guys to one of the biggest in the industry of hospitality, none other than Mr. Mandija. Mr. Mandija, we welcome you to the program. We have arrived at the place. So, Mr. Mandija, from now on, can you take us through your business? Maybe we see how you're working, your shop and everything, your workers. If you don't mind, can we do that now?
Okay, yes, certainly you're welcome to join us as we go for the tour. But maybe before we get there, maybe I just want to share with you how and when it started. You see, this has been a very, very long journey. If I want to say, originally I'm from Zimbabwe. I hope most of you probably know. And when I left Zimbabwe, it was obviously to look for greener pastures. In Zimbabwe, I was in the banking sector. I was a salaries administrator with one of the banks in Zim. But when the things changed, we had no choice but to, trod south and in search of greener pastures, which obviously brought us here. So when I arrived here, I was not so lucky to get a job in my line of professionalism. But I was offered a place from a guy I was working with at the University of Cape Town. So the guy offered me a place in Woodstock because by then I was staying in Khayelitsha. Khayelitsha is one of the oldest suburbs in Cape Town. So when I met there, this guy I was working in at University of Cape Town. He offered me a place to stay. And what was going to happen is I was not going to pay the rent house. And instead of me paying the rent house, I would then in turn work with him because he would invite a lot of people from Palestine on Friday nights and they would serve shawarmas and they would do hummus, they would do falafels. So that was the beginning of the journey. And from there, I just thought, okay, what if I commercialize this idea? So Shwarma Zone was born, and that was in 2008. And from there we started small. We were in PAL, you know how things are like when you get into a new industry. But by the grace of God, I mean, we managed to push. And when I began to get more markets, I had no choice but to resign from my job, and then I was now like full time into this industry. So that is just the introduction of who I am and where I come from. I'm a Zimbabwean, Mofu Yemkono. See, that's my totem, coming from Seke, born and bred in Highfield in Harare. I'm married with two sons, obviously with one wife. I've got a Christian background. I go to the United Methodist Church, which I'm very proud of. So yeah, basically that is me.
Yeah. So now you came up some interesting stuff as you were explaining, and I'm realizing now that the tour we can do it later because we are into the interview already. We are into the talk already.
Okay.
So how was the transition like from Zim? Then you come to South Africa looking for greener pastures. How was the environment? How tense was the environment? Was it a walk in the park or it was something challenging along the way? The transition from someone who was working in Zim looking for work, then getting a work from there, then your own business.
You see, I would probably want to start off by saying, migration is just as old as humankind.
Yeah.
People do migrate for different reasons, but also it is important to note that there are push factors and there are pull factors that contribute to one having to migrate from. The first thing that I cannot do without mentioning is when you decide that there is too much heat where you are sitting, and you realize that the longer I stand and wait for someone to bring me a glass of bottle, or I mean a bottle of cold water, then if things can get worse. So that was the situation with myself. We had just given birth to my daughter, and the needs of babies, and the salary that I was getting by then working for a bank, which I will not mention for some other reasons, but the salary, I mean, was eroded just by transport, before I even talk about the food, before I talk about the food supplements for the baby, for the family. So you see, it was a lot of things, working against you, that you ended up having no choice but just to trot south, like I said. So yeah, that is what saw me coming to South Africa. The reception was not so good, that I wouldn't want to lie to anyone, because you see, this is not something that you plan, but it's something that you are doing due to circumstances. I mean, it is a circumstantial arrangement, whereby you just going there to buy a ticket, and you have got a friend whom we have talked to, and has promised to house you, but they can only do it for so much time. So imagine you coming to a new land, you leaving family, you leaving kids, you leaving your wife, you leaving mates. All that comes with a big challenge, and so, like I'm saying, it's not like it's a ride in a park or something. It is something that you reluctantly have to do. I mean, you it's a journey that you embark on. I mean, without having to consult anyone, because if you are going to take time consulting, then things will not change, and the heat is too much. Also, like I said, yeah.
So into what you have just said. Nowadays, when young people are moving to Cape Town specifically, or let us just South Africa in general, there's this issue of papers that is going around. I understand you came here a long time ago. Was it the same with the way it is now? Like now, if you apply, it takes long. You are given dates like a year to go for an appointment and stuff like that. Well, was it the same back then? Is it the same?
A very important question. You see, things are definitely not the same. When I came in 2008, my first port was in Pretoria. I stayed in Pretoria for about 2 weeks, then moved to Joburg for another month or so. But by then, when you arrived, you just, the following morning, or maybe after a week, you would go to the refugee reception center. And when you go there, obviously there will be queues, but not something that you see nowadays. And when you get there, the all what they would require from you is your name, where you are coming from, they get your fingerprints, and you get your section 23 asylum paper without having to do any ups and downs. And by then also there is an issue of numbers. You see, when we came 2008, like I'm saying, it wasn't as a lot of people like we have now. You see, so maybe by then the processes were not as difficult as they are now, and I don't know what can be done to try and legalize people's stay, because I mean, everyone knows our situation back home. You see, things are not in order, things are difficult. And we are more like economical refugees. So when we are coming here, it's not like we are running from any war or anything, but we are looking for greener pastures. Yeah, so
Looking to feed the family.
exactly. And then also what has happened now is, the time I came, you see, if you go out, would stand by the robots or on the streets, then you'd raise your finger when you see, someone driving a buggy, then maybe there is work or something. And you definitely get a job. Yeah, and those days you would get something like 80 rand a day, if not 100 rand a day.
I think on this one, my viewers would relate because I did another interview a few weeks ago. with someone from the places they call points and stuff like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah, I had an interview with someone from that
Yes,
place.
yes.
From what you are saying that you could survive, yes, that guy said we are surviving, but it's no longer the same
It is
thing.
not.
It's
Yes.
not the same. Sometimes you go home, no one picked you because there's too many now
Exactly,
standing on
exactly.
the same place, just hoping to get a job. Yeah,
Mm.
so I understand the difficulties that you had to go through and to come to this level of success.
Yes, and to add on to that, Nobi, by then, you see, there was still the sense of Ubuntu,
Yeah.
which you probably don't see even now, even
Nowadays.
amongst ourselves
Yeah.
as foreign immigrants.
Yeah.
By that time, if I tell you the when 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 I left Joburg
Yeah.
to come to Cape Town, you see, that's another chapter that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah.
You see, it was an interesting journey because what I then did is I applied for a job
Yeah.
here in Cape Town, and I got a job in Durbanville.
Yeah.
I was supposed to work with this florist company, which I will not also mention.
Yeah.
But then what happened is I had to travel from Joburg and come to Cape Town.
Yeah.
And see, the bus fare, I didn't have enough money to get a bus ticket. So what I did with a friend is I had to go to Orange Farm, and there we would hike some cargo, those haulage
Those
trucks.
trucks, yeah.
Yes. Then I asked the truck driver how long it will take him to get us to Cape Town, and he said to me, "No, we'll be there like 6 a.m. in the morning." Then I said, okay, fine, because my interview was at 10. So I thought, okay, fine. If you can arrive here 6 in the morning, then I'll obviously get to my interview. But as we were coming, it was my first time to come to Cape Town, and this driver was driving alone. Somewhere, I don't know where, he decided he wanted to sleep. And now when he wanted to sleep, then I said, okay, fine, you can sleep. Then he said, no, I can't sleep with you in the car.
In the car.
Yeah, I can't. Then I said, so what must I do? He said, no, you need to come out of the truck and
You have to drop
maybe,
off
yeah, it was there by the truck, where
truck station.
yeah, by the truck station. So normally there's that room that is reserved for drivers.
drivers.
Yeah, so he said, no, you can go in there and maybe take a nap. When I want to go, I'll let you know. Then, okay, fine. Reluctantly, I came out of the truck and went.
You had no choice.
Yeah, I had no choice. Then, yeah. So I got in there. I saw some truck drivers. I was my body was very small by then.
Yeah.
You see, and these people, the other drivers, were looking at me like, what is this young boy doing in
What's
here?
happening?
Yeah, so one of the good drivers then offered me his own cup, and he said, no, you know what, you can go make a cup of tea and here's some bread. However he is, I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I made some tea, then I drank my tea, then without realizing it, I started, falling asleep also. So when I woke up, then I realized, what? It was about 2:45, and I was thinking, hey, will this guy be able to get us to Cape Town on time for me to get my interview? So I decided I need to go and wake up the driver.
Yeah.
So I went to the truck and I knocked on the, yo, Nobi.
Yeah. He was angry.
Hell broke loose. You see, you woke up and
All
then,
guns blazing on
no, you don't want to imagine. Then this guy said to me, who are you to wake me up? Do I work for
Yeah.
you? Then I said, but no, we agreed. I paid him 70 rand. He took the 70 rand and he threw it out through the window. And I had my small satchel that had my small clothes, and he threw it also, through the window. Say, yo, are you disturbing my sleep? Then, wow, what do I do? See, then I sat outside thinking of the next thing to do. But then the driver came out, he went to take his shower, and he came back, he brushed his teeth. Then he said, okay, come, let's go. But time was not on my side already.
Definitely.
Yeah, so when we came here, when we arrived, I think we got here something like 1:30 in the afternoon. I tried to get some taxis to go to the place where I was supposed to do my interviews, but I was told, sorry, you are too late. The job has been taken. Yeah, and then I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. You see, and now I was in Durbanville. But you see, back to the thing that I wanted to talk about when I said Ubuntu.
Yeah.
There were some 6 guys who were working on the same farm,
Yeah.
and these guys were from Kailicha,
Yeah.
and they were like picking flowers on the farm.
Yeah.
And when these guys realized I am from Zimbabwe, they said, you know what, just wait for us until we finish work. Then we will take you home. So I sat just outside the farm whilst these guys continued with their work. When they finished, they took me to their house. They took me to their home and they fed me. And I slept there. These are people I didn't know. And these are people just identified me with the language that we were speaking the same language. So this is the things that I'm talking about that you don't find here anymore. You don't find people with
It's no longer there.
it's no longer there. So it makes it very difficult now for people who are even going to come into South Africa or Cape Town now. No one wants to look after a brother. No one is a brother's keeper anymore. But I tell you, I stayed with those guys for more than 6 months.
Yo.
And what they would do is if you arrive, they'll buy you a ticket, a weekly ticket to go and look for a job.
Yo.
So you'd get weekly ticket was 20 rand. Then they would pay the 20 rand, you get your weekly train ticket. So every day you get onto the train, you go and look for a job from the points that we were talking about. And that is where I got my job at UCT. You see, and this is what I mean, I always say, it's not our prayers that we make today that look after us. It's the prayers of the people who have lived before us. So sometimes we can say, okay, I've done a good thing today, and you think maybe I'll get rewarded for it today. No, it doesn't happen like that. Someone will come from somewhere and also give you a shoulder to lean.
Okay, with all that information that you are giving now, someone who is watching back in Zim, back in Zambia, wherever they are watching from, they might be inspired that, things might not start well, but South Africa seems like a land of greener pastures, a land of new opportunities. Would you advise someone to come over to South Africa, the South Africa that we are living in now, after being inspired by your story? Is it the same thing? Do you think someone who has nothing to do in Zim and decide to come to South Africa would come to your level by now?
You see, I would say yes and no at the same time. I would say, yes, in the fact that, like I said earlier on, if you look at the push factors, you realize that, things are not working.
Yeah.
You see, if you don't make a movement, no one will make a movement.
Yeah.
So in the event that you are there in Zim, things are not working, you have tried, you can still, try. Opportunities always come, differently. But like I mentioned, it's not like a walk in the park. You really must be prepared to face,
To face whatever that comes with it.
Yeah, and also if you can, because there's a lot of people now in South Africa, and I don't think there is a family that doesn't have a cousin, a sister, a brother, or someone who is in Cape Town or who is in South Africa now. So I would think that before you make that trip, engage that relative. Let them know that maybe things are not going well for you in Sim, and you are considering coming over. And if you have spoken to the person, be patient. Don't rush things. Wait. If the person says, okay, fine, I'll let you know. Wait patiently until that time comes when this person says you can come over. Don't just come before you establish. You see, because sometimes when you want to make a movement, you become so impatient.
I think that thing of being impatient, I think it's one of the reasons why people travel all along from wherever they're coming from, hoping or they push hard on their relatives who are here already. And those relatives, they feel pressured and they just accept want to come over to South Africa. Then when they arrive, they switch off their phone. I think it's one of those things
Yes,
that
yes.
you push too much, yet
Mm.
they are the ones who know the situation.
Yes, yes.
Their situation, not your situation.
Yes,
They
and
know
also
how
no,
things are.
you see, there is this thing called social media, and
Yeah,
that is something that we are living with now.
yeah,
So when people look at your Facebook pictures,
yeah.
I have to look around for a nice place to be able to get a
To get
photo.
a picture,
Yeah. So
definitely.
when you see those photos being posted on the social media, you think maybe this is how people are
This is
living.
how people are
You think,
living.
it doesn't happen like
It
that.
doesn't know.
There is no tree in Cape Town or in South Africa that grows money on them.
Yeah,
The same trees that we have back home are the same trees that you find here.
yeah.
So it's not like by virtue of you arriving here, then
Then everything
everything.
starts
It
going
doesn't
over.
work like that. It doesn't.
Yeah, because I also heard the stories of people who came to South Africa hoping that everything is going to be lovely, flower and all that stuff. But they managed only to stay maybe 2 months. They gave up. They're like,
Mm.
South Africa is not our thing. South Africa is not our cup of tea. They had to go back home. So would you say on that information, South Africa depends on hard work, luck, or opportunities? I don't know how to put it, but
Yeah, yeah.
how does South Africa work?
I think every situation is determined by the foundation.
Yeah,
You know, when you want to build a house, you need to make sure that your foundation is
is
strong
it strong?
enough
Yeah,
to keep up with the requirements of the house.
yeah,
So, like I'm saying, before you come,
yeah,
if you are coming to a friend, if you are coming to a relative, like I said, talk to them, let them know you are coming.
yeah,
And also do some research
yeah.
before you just come.
So it just come.
Yeah, don't just say because I don't have, I mean, unemployment rate in South Africa now is what, 55%,
Yeah,
if not more.
something like
You
that.
see, so if you're going to come when already there is that unemployment,
Unemployment
you see,
already.
you just coming to be statistics.
Yeah,
So you need to do your research very well and,
yeah,
and make sure that, okay, what I want to do, I know I've researched, I've read, I've got information about where I am going.
yeah,
This in turn will see that when you come, you are not a person who arrives there today, then 2, 3 months, you're going back home.
okay,
If you come like that impatiently, like I said earlier on,
okay,
you find yourself back on the returning path. You
yeah,
see, without having to accomplish the reason why you came.
yeah.
Yeah. So it is very important to
Very important.
do your research, to plan, and above all, be patient.
The patient.
Yes, be patient. And opportunities will come, but they
Yeah,
don't come one day.
one
But
day.
in our own language, we have what they're saying, which says a dog's puppies, they don't open their eyes
It's on the
all on the
same
same
day.
day.
Yeah,
So things, opportunities come on different days and different times.
yeah.
But as long as you have planned, as long as you are patient, as long as you've done your research, I still believe the opportunities are there.
I still come.
Yeah, and or maybe it's a story for another day.
Okay, okay, okay. Having moved on from the background, having moved on from the background and everything where you've come from, the difficulties, challenges that you faced in trying to put up your business. Let us come now to the economics of the business in terms of capital, the money to run the business. How does it work in the South African economy? In terms, you need the money, the capital. Usually, normally when you are a resident, like this, what do we call a citizen of South Africa, it's way easier because you can have
Apply
access to
for a loan.
loans and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
But in your situation as a foreigner, how was your economics? How did you put your finances in order for you to raise such a big business?
You see, it is a business equation. You
Yeah,
see, that says you need capital to establish a business.
yeah,
But if you look at someone who
yeah,
has been pushed
yeah,
by the push factors
yeah.
and into this, you're finding yourself at the deep end of the sea.
Obviously,
That is where you are.
yeah,
So you need to use your own mentality. You need to use your own initiatives. You need to use, your own ideas to establish something.
yeah,
You see, so I didn't have capital when
Yeah.
I started my business. Somewhere,
Yeah.
no. It is from my salary. You see,
Yeah.
where I was working, that I just put, a few rents on the side, and my wife also. By then, my wife was also here. She was also working as a domestic
Oh,
in the
you
house.
came together.
We didn't come together. I came first.
You came. Okay.
Yeah, and then she had followed. She came in 2010.
Mm.
That is when I started this business. Fine. Okay, so I'm saying that time, when you don't have capital, don't have a lot of money to buy expensive equipment to rent a shop or something.
Yeah.
But I say to myself, I will start with what I have.
You start with what?
See, this is what I have, and I will not get anything more from
Anything
anyone.
from anyone.
Yeah, I can't go into a bank and ask for a loan. They don't know me. They don't recognize me. And, things are in that shape. So I just think, okay, with what I have,
I'll start
I will
somewhere.
start. You see, so I didn't even have the machine to process my sources. I didn't even have the equipment. I didn't have. But I just said, okay, fine, I'll buy one pot.
Yeah.
They know the electrical that works with. Yeah, that's how I started. So I'll take my meat at home, boil my meat a bit for the shawarmas you see when you get to the stand, boil it a bit and put it in a bucket. And I had this electric wok which I bought from Shoprite for 150 rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'll do is when I'm at the market, if someone buys a shawarma, I take my meat, the boiled meat, I put it onto the electric wok, then add my spices, then whatever I add. Then when it's done, I make one meal, I give it away. If the next customer comes and maybe the first one was doing a bit, then I'll quickly wash the pot again with a wet towel, clean it, some oil, a bit, put some chicken.
No. I'm picking something else. As a young child back then, did you love cooking? Because the way you're explaining these things, it's like
You see,
you were
I think
somewhere. You were into.
I was born in a family of mostly boys.
Yeah.
And, when I was growing up, the other girls had grown up, they were married.
Yeah.
So in the house, we had to help my sister.
Yeah.
She was even older than me also.
Yeah.
So she was like a deputy parent. So we did most of the cooking.
So
At
everyone had to
home.
do it.
Everyone had to
at
do
some
the house
point.
chores. Yes, we had to. So cooking was not something that really, I would, worry about.
Yeah.
It was something that I really loved, and I would cook anytime of
Nice.
the day. Yeah. So when I stayed with this guy and he was doing these shawarmas and I wanted to commercialize it, it was not something that was. You see, I was just commercializing something that was being done domestically. See, so it was just that transition whereby the food was being served to friends, and I was now taking money.
Okay. Let's go back to the economics. We have recently seen a lot of a rise of quite a number of young men or young people in especially who are growing into business, and the moment they hit their success, when they come to us who are still struggling, us trying to make it, they sometimes I don't know others, I feel like there's missing information they're not giving us, because some they say I was a garden boy, from being a garden boy then I started my business from that. Is there a chance that someone came to you and lend a hand in helping you try to boost your business, or your work was it paying a lot of money to enough to lift you to a certain level?
Okay, I will always mention this guy that I stayed with in Woodstock. He took me in. You see, he was that kind of a person who I always value in myself, in my life. Because when I told him I want to commercialize this, he said, "Oh no, that's a brilliant idea," and he supported me. Right? If there was anything that I needed, see, so like I say, we started small. We used to go to Pearl. I bought some satchels. So my the backpacks. My wife would take one at the back,
Yeah.
And I would the one also at the back, and my younger brother another one.
Yeah.
So we would get onto a train at 6:30.
Yeah.
Then the train would reach Pal at about what 7:45 or something. Then we would walk for another 20-30 minutes to get to the farm where we were working at Labori farm.
Yeah.
You see, so I mean, it is always important to remain focused
Yeah.
if you want to grow as a business. This was how we started.
How you start.
But because I knew what I wanted,
Yeah.
so I knew what was needed to grow my business.
Yeah.
I knew the equipment and the prices for the equipment that I needed to grow my business. So whilst I was, whilst my business was small, I was always putting something aside, knowing very well that after this I want to purchase this, after this I want to pay. I never, I never got a loan from anyone, not a friend, not a family, not from the bank.
Yeah.
But we grew everything as a family together, and what we have to get now is a family business. I still work with my family, and I have got my son also. See, and we have got other employees who see good now.
Yeah.
But this was just a family thing that
It was
grew
a
from the
family.
family. Yes.
Okay, because it's more like a trend of young successful people putting pressure, a lot of pressure on young people, on other young people who are trying to work hard, to the extent that they end up feeling like they are not working, like they are not doing their best in order to get to success.
You see, Nobi. You see, I'm sorry, I don't know how to put this, but see, the problem with you young chaps
Yeah.
is when you see someone, I'm telling you, I mean, this is something that we started 2008,
Exactly.
and this is 2025.
2025.
You see, but it's not like I've got a mansion.
Yeah.
I don't have a mansion. We're still trying to build.
He's still trying.
Yeah,
He's
see,
still
so,
pushing.
so the problem with you guys of the new generation, your things must happen overnight. You see, you are impatient. You know, if you are going to start something today, you want to plant today and you want to harvest tomorrow. But you don't give time for the plants to grow. Whilst you irrigate, whilst you water them, whilst you weed them. Those are the stages that you need to appreciate if ever you are going to. And also sometimes it's not everything about money. You see, I've heard the people that I've invited to say, you know what, come to my shop, I'll teach you
how
to do these things. But when they come and I'm teaching them, then you offer them, okay, fine, I'll give you maybe a 200 rand for the day.
Yeah.
Then see, they come one weekend, the next weekend they are not there. And how does he expect me to spend the whole day for 200 rand? But I'm telling you, I was doing it.
You are learning.
You are learning. You are learning. So you need to be patient. You need to talk to yourself and say, okay, fine. The reason why I am doing this is because I want to know.
Yeah.
See, so sometimes you guys, you end up blaming us, your seniors, to say, no, these people, they don't want to tell us.
They don't want to help
but
us.
you see, these kind of jobs are not something that you would find written in a book, hanging somewhere. You will not find it. You see, these are the things that you do practically with your hands on. You learn whilst you're doing it. So when you come in, we tell you, okay, you buy this from this, you go with me, you buy that from there, from here. When we are done, this is how we cook it. But how do you know if you don't have any minute that you want to
spare?
You see, then it's difficult. You see,
you just said it's not about money, which means there are other values that you have to consider when you're doing business or when you're starting business. So what are your core values when it comes to business? You might help someone who is struggling to establish himself somewhere out there. What are your core values when it comes to business?
You see, if you look at at a lot of successful businessmen, you realize that some business owners, their businesses only succeeded when they were in their late 60s or early 70s.
Yeah.
What then it means is they didn't start the businesses for themselves. They started the businesses for the generation.
For the generation.
So the people that will come after them, we obviously enjoy the
The
benefit
benefits
of.
of the
You see,
business.
if I tell you something, I think the Kentucky, the man behind KFC,
Yeah.
you know, his recipe was rejected more than 100 times.
Yeah.
But he did not stop. He kept on trying, and he only opened the first KFC when he was 68 years old.
Yeah.
Now, at 68 years old, I mean, he's obviously towards retiring.
He's not the one to
Yeah,
benefit.
so he
from
was
it.
not the one to benefit. You see, it was the generation to come after him.
Yeah.
And also, so when I say, you see, sometimes it's not about money. I'm also saying, when you come and say, okay, fine, let's learn, let's do this thing together. You might not get the money today.
Yeah.
You might not get the money today, but you can build a foundation
Yeah.
for generations and generations to come after we have departed.
Yeah.
You see, so when you start a business, you learn a business, and the business is off the ground.
Yeah.
It's not just for you.
Yeah.
It's for the entire village,
The
entire community.
everybody.
It's for everybody. Yes. You see, so these are the things that I value, and I wouldn't want to see my idea at one time being forgotten about.
Yeah.
You see, I want to leave a legacy
Okay.
to say, okay, fine, this is how it started, and I'm happy we have got this podcast,
Yeah.
and I want it to reach people, and I would also be happy if my grandson will also be able to have a look at this,
Yeah.
and then that will motivate him to say, oh, this is how our grandfather started.
Yeah.
So let's try and propel
And push it
and
forward.
push it forward and keep on going, and maybe they will enjoy more than I will enjoy.
So in other words, you are saying your key value is maintaining and growing
Yes,
what we have. It's whether you are into challenges or you are not into challenges. But the main thing is to keep it hold,
yes.
keep it going. That's what is very important.
See, if I tell you, if you run a business that is no challenge,
Yeah.
you might need to stop calling that
A
a
business.
business. You might need to call it maybe charitable organization. Because, you know, when you talk of a charitable organization, I mean, there is no one complains
Yeah.
if you donate a shirt without buttons.
It's like going to church. You
Yeah,
know, you don't care whether you are late
you
or
see,
you are early.
you know, that kind of thing. But
You don't care.
if it's going to be business,
Yeah.
business has got its principles.
Mm.
You know, business has got its own ways, and it comes with its own challenges.
Yeah.
And you must be able to self-retrospect and examine yourself fully
Yeah.
before you just say, okay, fine, I'm jumping into
I'm jumping into
it.
this.
Doesn't work like that.
Okay. Done with the economics and everything that are with the business. Now let us come to work. What kind of a boss are you? Because I'm a teacher myself, and I've been working as a teacher in South Africa for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that is from 2019 up to 20, is it 2023?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been a teacher in South Africa. But one of the reasons why I left, why I decided that no, I'm done with this, just because of my boss. Yes, my bosses were tough. I'm not going to say the names and the names of the school, but my bosses were very tough. You know, the kind of bosses that says what you say is it's not important.
Irrelevant,
It's
yeah.
irrelevant. What is important for us is the parent with the money and stuff like that.
Okay.
So when it comes to your business, your relationship, you and your workers, how do you handle
That I would want to mention to other even prospective business people or to other business people in business. Without your employees, there is no business.
business?
You see, your employees come to help a business,
Exactly.
and business is an entity. You see,
Yeah.
a business is a living organism. It is a thing that survives on its own. Without, my name is Edson Mandija. I am not Shwarma Zone.
Yeah.
Shwarma Zone is an entity on its own.
on its
So those people, they work for Shwarma Zone.
Yeah.
They don't work for me.
Yeah.
I also work for Shwarma Zone because I get a salary.
Yeah.
So what then happens is when we work, we task each one accordingly. Like today, I'm working at the back. My responsibility today is I'm filling up salads. So when the salads are out, the chefs will shout they need salads. Because I will be paid for what I am doing at the end of the day. I must make sure that I give the chefs the salary.
Okay.
Tomorrow, maybe I'll go on the grill. See? Because we rotate. That's how we work. We rotate. Because we want everyone to know
You know what?
the whole system, the complete, the whole cycle.
Yeah.
You see, so we are not a business whereby, if for instance I am not there, then maybe there is no one to cut tomatoes. Everyone in my team knows how to cut tomatoes. Everyone in my team knows how to make a shawarma. Everyone in my team knows the ingredients. I know some business people would say, no, secret sauce, blah, blah. I don't work with secret stuff.
Yeah.
Whoever comes to join us or whoever is working for Shwarma Zone must know what sauce, what spice, what is added into whatever that is there. This helps that in the event that a customer asks anyone, if you go and ask anyone what is in our falafel, everyone working at my store will tell you
They know.
all the ingredients that is there.
Oh.
You see, that is the I don't know if I must call myself a boss or that is the employee, the kind of an employee I am to Shwarma Zone.
So you are saying all of you are employed by Shwarma Zone.
Yes, yes.
And you yourself, you are the hands on time.
Yes, yes.
You are there where things are happening.
Yes, I am there. I am involved.
No. All this time I think bosses are there to do the books, the finances, the accounting.
Maybe one day,
And
maybe one day, if Shwarma Zone wants to employ a financial administrator, I've got the qualifications. Maybe they will give me that job. But for now, they don't have that vacant. So I mean, my son does the books for Shwarma Zone. But I mean, I am in the kitchen. I'm either I work as a cashier. I work. I mean, as an assistant to the chef, or sometimes I'm also putting together the shawarmas. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I have seen this whole place. It's more like a market or some sort, right? Do you have any other shop outside this? Other branches outside
Yes. You see, you know the food that we sell is not the kind of food that you would want to eat every day.
Yeah.
You know, take a shop like KFC for instance.
Yeah.
You can walk into KFC and get a two-piece streetwise every day.
Yeah.
But shawarmas are different. You know, if you eat it today, maybe you want to have the next one after 4-5 days. So the way we do our business is instead of people coming to us, we have said we go to where the people are.
We go where the people
Yeah. So what we do is we do these events. We follow events like now. There's this Kamas event. It started on Tuesday and it's running until Sunday. So that's why we are here. But we are here also on Saturday and Sunday. There's a market that happens here on Saturday and Sunday. Then on Fridays, we are at a beautiful market also in Tokai. It's called the Range Market. And also we have got one in the Century City. See, it happens twice in the month. Once the mid-month and the first Sunday of the month. So we go out.
You go out.
Yeah, we go out. But, you know, when there was COVID and there wasn't enough markets, we started making the shawarmas at home. And we engaged Uber Eats and Mr. D and we were delivering. But unfortunately, we are staying in a complex. You know, so the board was not happy with the amount of scooters coming in, coming out. So I mean, we had to stop that. You see, so when we were past COVID, we stopped that and we repeated to the marketing. Yeah, and if you are hosting a birthday party, if you are hosting a wedding, and you feel like you want us to come and cater for you, we will definitely come and we save at your private function.
Okay. So with going all these markets, moving from one market to another and stuff, doesn't it cost you? Because I think you have to move with your stuff, your cooking and everything. Isn't it costly?
No, like here, this is a permanent store. We have got like two permanent stores. Like the one we have in Tokai.
Yeah.
It's a permanent store, so all our equipment stays there.
Stays there.
Also here at the Brooklyn
Yeah.
Family Market, it's a permanent store. We are here every Saturday, so our equipment
It
stays
stays
here.
here.
For it's only the Century City one and the one that is in Pinelands and the one in Plumstead
Okay.
that we have to carry
You have to carry everything
the
to
equipment. Yes,
the equipment.
yes. But these are the things that I was talking about when we mentioned challenges that come with the business.
The business.
You know, it's not something that we can do without. You
Yeah.
see, yeah, it is like if I was going to be into logistics,
Yeah.
I would call it the fuel. You see,
Yeah.
if you are into logistics or into transportation industry, you will know you at one time
One
you
time.
have to purchase fuel,
You have to-
otherwise you have no business.
You have no choice.
Yeah, so I
You have
mean,
no
carrying
choice.
our equipment to venues and places where we are going to have events is not a challenge. It is a challenge, but you cannot do
But
without.
it's something that
Yes,
so we can't say it's a challenge as long as it's helping to push
yes,
the business on.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So, like other shops, don't you wish to do like shops like Kettle Baron, those big restaurants, Metro now Asa Grill,
Yes,
where
yes, yes,
they have
yes,
a
yes,
permanent place
yes.
where they have bookings,
Mm,
where people come,
mm,
host events
mm,
in there.
mm.
Don't you like to do such kind of setup?
B,
Hmm.
if I come to your house today and I see, is it a son, a daughter?
Your
It's a
daughter, my
daughter. If
daughter,
I see your daughter today and you say, Eddie, look, my daughter
yeah,
can sit.
yeah,
And I come again after a year
yeah,
and you say to me, Eddie, look at my daughter can sit.
yeah,
And then I come again after another year, you say, Eddie, look, my daughter can sit.
yeah.
It means there's something wrong
Something's
with the baby. The baby is not
it's
growing.
a grow.
Okay, so just like our business,
Mm.
see, today we are having this podcast, we are here.
Yeah,
And I would want to believe that the next time you come, will not be the same.
it
We would
won't
have
be.
grown up.
It
We would
won't
love
be the
to
same.
grow, want to grow the enterprise, want to grow the organization. So yeah, it is our hope and wish that one day we are in the same, class
Up
with
there.
up there
Yeah.
when we mingle with the
Okay.
big bosses.
Okay. So let's get into marketing. How do you market your business? How is the marketing? Because everyone says I've been to seminars and stuff like that. They say every business thrives on marketing.
Yes, yes.
How do you market your
You
business?
see, what then happens is with our business, because we follow the market organizers.
Yeah.
So what then happens is because the market organizers have got their own pages which they also use, because this kind of business is like
Yeah.
the market owners are
Yeah.
coming from the left,
Yeah.
and as food vendors and lifestyle vendors are coming from the right.
Coming
So we
from
must meet
somewhere.
halfway, because the venue, okay, this is the farm. There is no business for Block Lippen without us as
Yeah.
vendors. And also there is no business for us without the customers
The
and the
customer.
kids. So at the end of the day, once the farm is also advertising
Yeah.
to try and get people to the farm,
Yeah.
they are indirectly also advertising for us.
For
Just like when we advertise our food also,
we are also
we are
advertised
advertising for the farms as well. See, so this is like an interlinked kind of business
Yeah.
where you have to do your part, and then the
I do
places
my
where the
part.
markets are held,
Yeah.
they also do their part.
Oh.
Yeah.
So right now, do you have like a group of customers? What can I say? Your loyal customers who
Mhm.
say whenever there's a market, we are
Mhm.
going to Shwarma Zone.
Mhm.
The ones that you know.
Yes, I have people that that each and every weekend when you have the market, you see them.
They like your product.
They like the product and they support us, and they sometimes they also give their compliments, and if there is any complaints,
Yeah.
which I value so much,
Yeah.
that if they feel maybe the taste has shifted a bit, if they mention it, or sometimes the tzatziki sauce is running a bit,
Yeah.
I prefer that they are honest and say it to me,
And say it to
and
you.
say, you know what, today we think no, the sauce was a bit running. From those kind of
Compliment.
compliments, or maybe complaints, we build,
Yeah,
we
but
get back.
they're constructive.
Yes, they are
They're
constructive at the end of
constructive.
the day. Yeah, we
They're
need them.
constructive.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You heard, guys, from the businessman himself, from the CEO of Shwarma Zone. Is it the right title?
Yes. Yeah.
From this,
No, we just
since,
created
since he said he's
that.
also a worker, now I'm questioning myself now if it was the right title. But in general, I think all of you guys, you have gained one or two. If you want to come from Zim to South Africa, you have the mind to start a business. You get the challenges, the difficulties. The South Africa we are staying in now is different from the time when we came here. So you need to think twice. You need to do your research. You need
Plan,
to plan everything before you start your journey.
and communicate,
Otherwise,
and
communicate with the
Yes,
people who are
yes.
here. If you have relatives, don't just come here blindly, please. Things are not as easy as they seem. But seeing successful people like him gives us hope as young people. We will get there someday. As from this point, let us go and see the shop and everything that is there at the station, the workers, how things are done, the food they serve, everything. Let's go and see. Maybe we can have a bite also. Thank you, guys. As you see, guys, the place is very big.
Mm-hmm.
The place that we are seeing is the market. The place is quite big. You see all this space, all these white tents. There are people doing their business, sharing the same space with Shwarma Zone everywhere. And I wish if I have money, I could be testing everything, a piece of everything here. Because the place is very nice. It's very nice, guys. It's more like the whole farm, and this is honey. What is it? Cheese. This is cheese. And these are some cakes and everything. Everything is happening here,
And
guys.
wines.
And wines also. And wines. And wines are happening here. Yo, the place is very big. So, Mr. Mandisha, what are you going to show us?
Okay, we are gonna take you now to Shwarma Zone store,
Yeah,
where they are doing shawarmas.
yeah,
We do the lamb shawarma, the
yeah,
chicken shawarma, the veg falafel.
yeah,
We also do some gyros, which is Greek.
yeah,
We have got lamb gyros, chicken gyros, beef gyros,
yeah.
halloumi,
That's
and so we serve them some pita breads. We serve them egg wraps. We
so
serve
you
them
know the
as
whole
salad.
menu.
Yes.
You know the whole menu. Yeah. So guys, we have reached to the place, to the point, to the tuck shop, and as you can see, it's the busy place. You see, all these people are doing the buying. Yo, I think the food from this place should be very nice, should be very tasty, because all these people won't be here if the food is not that nice. So let's come to where you say we can start. Then
Okay.
you explain it to us how it works.
Okay. So maybe
Yes. So what is this that we are about to eat now?
you see, you are having our option of a painting shawarma. This is the shawarma minus the gluten, so there is no bread with it. So
Okay.
it comes with your chickpea hummus, your tzatziki sauce, your pickles, cucumber pickles and gherkins. There is some lettuce, there is red cabbage, some parsley, some coleslaw, and some cucumbers. And you are having it with a free range chicken,
Okay.
which is grilled with some garlic, some rosemary, some paprika, some cumin, and there is both spice sauce. So this is what normally comes into your shawarma inside the pita bread.
Yeah.
But this one is gluten free, so we remove the pita bread.
Okay. As you can hear, guys, I am about to dig into something very nice, and my mouth is already watery, and I'm going to enjoy it while you are watching also. Right, it's high time for me to test, and I will tell you everything. It's unfortunate that you cannot test also with me.
So that is our own pickles. We pickle them on our own. We don't buy them with any preservatives. And our hummus, we make it from scratch. We don't buy
Which one
any.
is kumut?
Hummus is the brown sauce that is on top.
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is chickpea sauce with some tahina
Mm.
and some garlic. And that one is tzatziki.
The white
The
sauce.
white sauce, yes. The white sauce is double cream yogurt with cucumber, some mint, some garlic, and some salt.
And these ones are the usuals.
And those are your normal home coleslaw. So the other one is red cabbage with parsley, and the other one is white cabbage with carrots,
Yeah.
and you get some lettuce as well.
Mm-hmm. 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 I don't want to lie, guys. I'm enjoying my life in Stellenbosch right now. I wish if I can come back every day.
You're always welcome. You're always
And
welcome.
hope very soon I'll be the brand ambassador for this company. Very soon.
We would love that. We would love that. Thank you so much for the view.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Okay, guys. See you when I'm done eating.